So I think it's a nice idea to continue that practice, because I know we're all getting, every time you do it, you get more and more from it, or notice different little bits and things. So we will continue our Qigong 5-element flow. We've gone live now on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook and hopefully on LinkedIn. There we go, we're live. And we're on Zoom, so find your position where you've got space either side of you, front and back. Remember, with the Qigong, we do our little bit of warming up, our cleansing and clearing, a little bit of stretching, and then we move into our flow. And the idea of all of this warm up and stretching is that preparation for the flow. We're going to start off, we named this Shy T-Rex on the Costa Brava. So we're going to start off with the arms and the fingers. So we're going to spread the fingers really wide. So they're really stretching out the palm of the hand, stretching out all the tendons, ligaments in the fingers. And then we do a circle out, and then you come into the little T-Rex hands. So stretching again, you're stretching the top of the wrists, and then circle. The arms stay pretty still, so the forearms stay pretty much in the same place. Watch, we're not tensing the shoulders, so keep the shoulders down, nice tall spine. Big circles with the wrists. It goes without saying, if you have any pain in the wrists, then you stop. We want to be just breathing easily through this movement. Nice and slow and steady. Stretching. And then we're going to change direction. Spreading the fingers, dipping down. And then let's bring the elbows into that movement. So you're just freeing up the elbows. And then change direction with the elbows. So getting that nice stretch. And then give your arms a bit of a shake. You're coming up to clap, but you don't get your hands together. You don't come into that clap position, and then you dive down. So it's a bit like the fountain the other way around at the minute, and then diving down. So again, you bring in your elbows and shoulders. Warming up the joints, getting the blood flowing, and then go the other way around. So it's a bit like the fountain. And then shake out. Go for some balance, straight off. So balancing on your, if I'm mirroring you, on your right leg, and then left leg out. Remember, you can use your tigers to balance on. If you wobble, trip, fall over, again, as long as it's safe, that's great, because your body's learning, your brain is learning, so don't worry. And we're going to do big circles. Do the same thing as we do doing with the hands. So really flex the toes as you flex that foot backwards. You should feel it working all the way up the lower leg. Breathing, remember breathing all the way through this, not doing any breath holds. Stretching out all of the ligaments, tendons, fascia in the ankle and the foot, and then changing direction. Swap sides, balance first. Make sure you're nice and stable. Circle. Again, it goes without saying, if there's any pain, you stop. Change direction. And then shake out the legs, shake out the wrists. Let's do a little bit of tapping the heels into the ground. And using the arms and the legs and the spine as a pump. Freeing up the shoulders. Taking a full breath in through the nose. And letting go. Can let that breath out through the mouth. Cleansing and clearing. Full breath in. And let go. This time, when you breathe out, we'll hum. We will hum out, so create a nice vibration sound in the nasal cavity. Maybe feel it in the chest. Feel that vibration with a hum out. Breath in. And then just breathing easy, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Stand with the palms facing forwards, feet shoulder width apart. Letting the breath settle. Feeling any tingling sensations running through the body. With the hum, with the vibration, we're increasing the creation of nasal nitric oxide. So when we're breathing in and out through the nose, we're breathing in that nasal nitric oxide, and that helps to work as a vasodilator. It helps to open up the airways, so better oxygen uptake from the lungs into the blood, increasing that nasal nitric oxide. Let's breathe in and breathe out. Let's go in 6 directions, so we'll add a rotation. Breathing in, rotate, breath out, breathe in, breath out. Let's go in the other direction. Breath in, breath out, breath in, and breath out. And then just standing position. Imagine you've got those little stones between the fingers, and you've just got your palms facing towards the ground. Feel as if you've got that connection with the palm towards the ground. So you're spreading the fingers, not doing a hard stretch there, just lengthening out the fingers. We've got a little bit of roundness in the elbows. And I'm just going to point to the point where I want you to focus on breathing into. So keep the palms down, but breathe into here. And by breathing into there, I don't suddenly mean start doing big breaths. It's just notice how you're expanding here. It's not quite on the lower ribs. It's a little bit higher. It's almost like underneath the armpits. And also into the back. So feel the breath in the middle of that thoracic spine. We often go black and white with the breath. Belly breathing is good, chest breathing is bad. Here we're feeling that breath without increasing the breath, without increasing the volume, without increasing the breath rate. We're feeling that expansion and contraction in the rib cage. Subtle, subtle movement. Let's start with our 5 elements. So now we're just keeping that roundness in the elbow, palms facing up. First element is metal. Buddha holds up the earth, your shoulder width apart on the feet, connecting to the ground. So make sure you're connected to the ground. Breathing in. And breathing out. And then just repeating that movement. Breath in. Breath out. Remember, we're moving into a flow rhythm now. So no sharp edges. Capturing every moment of the movement. Let's do 2 more. And then we'll stand just in that position where you've got your palms facing in towards the lower belly there. But again, with that roundness in the arms. Standing, letting the breath settle. Breathing and then having a little bit of a shake out if you need a shake out. Now, let me just check my clock so I can see the clock. And then you're going to come back to shoulder width apart in the feet, a little bit of softness in the ankles, the knees, the hips. And fountain. So with the fountain, back of the hands come towards each other. Now imagine you're drawing or pulling energy from the ball of the foot up the inside of the legs, in the center of the body. Elbows get to shoulder height, elbows get heavy and drop, and you create that top of the fountain. Use the spine for this movement as well. You're getting that little wave through the spine. Use the ground too, so to help you draw up, maybe feel as if you're just pushing into the ground a little bit more with the heels, with the feet. Again, not with trying or overdoing anything, but just capturing any little movement that can help the effortless flow of this movement. Water element, relaxation. Following your breath, breathing in as you expand. Just follow 2 more. And come back to your standing position where we've got our palms towards the ground. A little bit of space between each of those fingers. Tall through the spine. Soft in the ankles, the knees, the hips. And then just rotating the wrists. So we go back into that position where your palms are facing up. Got that roundness in the elbows. We've got that space underneath the armpits. Tree sways in the wind. Really make this flow. So not robotic. So we are going to the side. We're breathing in. We're creating a line up the side of the body. That lengthens the spine up. We get right to the top of the spine, to the crown of the head. And it's like the leaves falling from the trees. And then we go opposite side. Create a line up the side of the body, pointing towards the crown. And here we can play with the breath a little bit. So that little bit of a pause at the bottom of the breath, breathing in as you lengthen up. And a little bit of pause at the top of the breath. Lengthen out that breath. Remember, a tree has strong roots, so really connecting through the ground as well, through the feet, through the heels. Imagine your heels are going 6 inches, 6 foot deeper into the ground, creating those roots. So we're strong through the legs. Tree sways in the wind. The wood element. So the wood element combines strength, rootedness through the ground, and flexibility. Watch any tree, even if it's a very light breeze, you'll see as you get towards the top and the branches, the flexibility in order to keep that tree alive, in order to build resilience. It's exactly what we're doing here. Tree sways in the wind. Let's do one more to each side. And then moving into your standing posture, embracing the tree. So we're bringing our palms, our hands chest height. Dropping the shoulders, elbows soft, tall through the spine, rooted through the ground. Breathing easy. One palm towards the ground. Now cloudy hands. This palm goes across the heart center, moving from the hips and the waist. That movement comes from the hips and the waist. And then the rest of the spine rotates and flows. Arms follow. Think of the sequence of events. It's almost like you use the ground and that ripples all the way through the body to the fingertips. Fire element, enjoyment. Spine is your central rotational axis to all movement. Breath here, you could maybe breathe in one direction, breathe out the other direction, or just let the breath be gentle and soft. Quiet. Think of that sequence as of events. Ground through the leg into the hips to create that movement. Spine follows that, works all the way up the spine. Spine rotates, and then the arms, the shoulders, the arms follow that sequence of events. And have a little shake out. Palms facing down. Final element is the earth element. Grounding, centering, pebble in the pond. Pebble drops in the pond and we get that ripple out, ripples back into the center. Breath out, breath in, out. And again, we're not trying to breathe in any particular way. We're just keeping very light, soft, effortless breathing with the movement. And the movement follows the breath. So there's that connection to the movement and the breath. Let's do one more. And then pulling down the sky, breathing in, breathing out. One more, then moving into bamboo in the wind. Interlocking thumbs, resting on the belly, letting the elbows now sit into the side of the body, bringing the feet together, tall through the spine, closing your eyes and just letting your body very gently rock and sway. You might feel a little bit of a spiral as well. Bamboo in the wind. Now taking a calm, full breath in through the nose. Really expand the rib cage. Open your eyes at the top of the breath. Step your feet out. A little bit of a brush down. A little bit of a shake out. And we will finish there. Excellent. We'll continue this. We'll play around with this a little bit more on Wednesday. I might break down the movements a little bit more on Wednesday because I know when we were in Costa Brava, when we were in Porto, it's quite nice maybe just to fine tune some of those movements a little bit. So we may do that on Wednesday. Brilliant. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for joining as always. Yvonne, enjoy the rest of your day there. When do you go to Girona? Will you be with us on Wednesday or? Yeah, good. Excellent. We'll see you all on Wednesday. Take care. Have a good rest of your day.